I'm Marlene Foster with Empower the Vision. And want to tell you, I'm really excited today because I have an extraordinary spotlight guest today. Okay, Ambreen is here with me, and she is the author of Algorithm of Life. And she's also a marketing strategist. And she's going to tell us, about where, her family, where she's from, the impact that her life has had on writing this book. So I think she said it was over a number of years, but she thought about writing the book, and then she finally came out, wrote the book, I think 20 years later or so. But she's here, with us, and she's also going to tell us the title, where she, pretty much how she came up with her title today. Welcome. We really happy to have you here today.
Thank you, Marlene, so much for having me here. And it's an honor to be here with you. And it's always a pleasure to talk to you. And being here is definitely an honor for me. So thank you so much for having me here to share my thoughts and to share about my work today.
Wonderful. Can you just start off with the you personally, your family, the impact your life has on your book? What contributed? What made you actually want to write your book?
Yeah, that's actually a very good question. Basically, I'm from Pakistan, and as I also written in my book that it was I decided to write about that book about like more than 20 years ago. And what happened was at that point in time, we were like my father actually lost a job, and we faced a lot of like financial crisis and financial instability. And at that point in time, I thought that, life's gonna be miserable like this, and it would be very challenging. And at that point in time, I decided to actually, I was in depression, and I wanted to actually end my life at that point in time. But then I decided that, no, I think I need to change my thinking. I need to look for more opportunities. I think that maybe life can be better after that. And I'm glad that actually I took or I look at the positive side of the life. And then I decided, and then I found out what is in my hand and how can I be in control of my life. And when I found that that reason that how, and I found the entire mechanism that how I can take control of my life. I was so excited, and I wanted to share to the world that this is how they can also take control of their lives. But at that point in time, like, I was very young, so I thought that it wouldn't be like maybe like my readers wouldn't find it more credible, more authentic, because coming from this deep philosophy of life, coming from a teenager, wouldn't make sense. And I'm sure that even if I had written the book at that point in time, it wouldn't have been that rich with experience and knowledge. So at that point in time, I set myself a target for 20 years, and I decided that I will write the book in 20 years. And during that 20 years, I would keep enrich my knowledge and study different fields like philosophy, psychology, literature, history. So, whatever I'm saying, it should come to the reader as an authentic, as a credible source. And it shouldn't be someone like, that found something the last day and they want to share with the people. It should be very credible or very authentic knowledge that should reach to my reader. So that's why I took 20 years. One more thing I would also add that, being from like coming from Eastern culture, so there's a lot of pressure on women to settle themselves as personally, like, they need to, they always are demanded to get married, have kids, or have a stable life. So I thought that, I will just, like, in 20 years, I thought that I will settle myself personally, like, getting married, having kids, setting my professional life, and have a stable professional life. And then I will work on the dream. So in all those 20 years, I've been working on the book consciously, unconsciously, intentionally, unintentionally. Like, I've been meeting with the people, but I've been like, studying them from that angle only. Like, if something happens, I just used to ask myself that, is it actually in line with what my concept is? It is in line with this. And then I'm trying to gather more evidences, more like researches that have been like that's happening in the field of science, in the field of neurosciences, quantum physics. So, that's how my journey of 20 years was.
Wow. I was just listening to you, and especially like you were saying with your father had a career with Pfizer, and then
Yeah.
after his losing, like you said, losing his job, and then a lot of responsibility at that point fell on you, didn't it, to help with supporting the family,
Yeah.
and that's what, like you said, kind of started your journey. That's how the book impacted your life. Is for a number of years you thought about writing the book, and it's because
Yeah.
you're giving up pretty much. It's your story telling us this is what this is what the different challenges that my family and I experienced, and now and this is what I had to do to get to where I am today. And so you're here now, especially with females in just about every culture there is. We've all had the suffrage area, period, where we had to get up and be able to move forward so we become, equal, and be able to, like as you're doing today. So thank you for sharing that with us, and I'm really looking forward to hearing even more about the your book and the impact, again, it's had on your life and career, and actually the impact it's having today, just for even on women. I thank you. I appreciate hearing that.
Thank you so much. And that's exactly what I wanted. I mean, that's the main objective when I was writing the book, is basically to, I want to empower people, I've seen a lot of people suffer just because, they're stuck in life because they didn't have proper guidance. Like I've met like a lot of people who are stuck in the career or stuck in personal life, and just a simple, maybe a simple advice can change their life. And it feels so good to see that, if someone is doing better in their life just because you gave a little piece of advice. And and that is the reason why, I thought that I should share more. And as you can see that I've been writing articles, and I've been writing like blogs, and my podcast is there, my live shows, my videos. It's just that maybe someone out there needs to listen to this, needs to hear this, and they may get the inspiration, and they may get the hope to live one more day, and just that one more day bring all these opportunity to them to see, and their life may change. So that is my mission, I would say, to help people, empower them, to help people to live the life in a way they want to.
Mhm. I heard you say articles, and that's an excellent way for you to actually touch a lot of
Yeah.
us, a lot of our lives. Is through article writing, because people always ask me about ways to market your book, and I'm listening to you. That's a very good way for you to really connect with us, and to even let everyone know, that you even had the article that you were thinking about. I mean, excuse me, a book you're thinking about writing. But yeah, article writing, I'm glad, because I have read some of your articles, and
Oh,
I know, I said, that's excellent, an excellent idea. I like what you did, because you started to reach out and network and let people know what you're doing before the book even arrives. So that's
yeah.
excellent. Thank you for sharing that.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome. And I think that is how it needs to be done. You need to tell people that what is it about. And it's I mean, I've seen, or even authors, they have wonderful ideas, but somehow if they don't tell or reach out to the people, nobody would know that what a wonderful idea is. So, and that's why I mean, I really worked a lot, not only just writing a book, but just actually trying to make it and or market it in a way that, it reaches out to the right audience.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Naeem, I wanted to ask you something about what you and I spoke about previously. and that's about our lives being predestined. You and I
Yeah,
spoke about that, and also what you were telling me about some alternatives or solutions that we have, even though our lives may
yeah,
be predestined. Could you kind of touch on that again? We spoke about it previously.
yeah, definitely. That's actually, this is exactly my book all about. That I will tell you a little bit more background to it. That as like I used to be a very, I mean, I still, I'm a very good palmist as well. So I used to read palms of the people, and I used to predict future for the people as well. So when I used to read the palms and predict future for the people, it used to bother me that if I'm predicting the way it's happening, then what is the control they have in their lives too? So so I used to think a lot that what is happening and how they can be in charge, how they can defy or they can refuse that if I'm saying that it's not going to happen and if they want it to happen, how they can do it. So that's exactly my point is that in my book, what I've given the concept is that, the entire world is all the events, roles, and everything is actually predestined, and it's written the way it is supposed to happen. It's like if you can see the Big Bang was meant to happen like for 14 billion years, the way Earth has evolved is supposed to happen the same way. And if you can see the way the nature has favored life on the planet Earth, there are lots of things that are happening, and if those were not happened at the same time, life would not have existed. Even now, there is a certain distance between Earth and Sun, and it's exactly, even if that distance is changed to, let's say, 0.0000 something, and then we are unable to survive. So such harmony of events, such orchestration lead me to think that this cannot be a random event. That means everything is destined, is predestined. And here I would just give you the example of the Shakespeare that I gave you earlier also, that that Shakespeare said, like in his play As You Like It, that the world is a stage, and each one of us come into the world, play our character, and exit the world. So my concept is that yes, the world is an stage. Everything is decided, just like the movie. The story is written, the character are defined, but we can choose our role. We can choose our character, that what character we want to play in that drama or in that movie or whatever you say, that in this world the entire thing is written, the story is written, all the characters, all the events are defined or destined. Here
Mm.
one thing again, I would just say that all these as I said, that each role is decided, right? And I will give you the example that the role is just like a train track, a destiny, right? For example, if the person is born in a certain environment, even with certain parents, and he doesn't have that choice, but that is the role is given to. But and that role will remain the same. It's like a track that he has been given to, that certain track, and that track will be just if you take the example of any train track, it will track the same, it will lead the same way it is meant to be. The train will always lead from station A, and it will lead to station B. It will not move somewhere else because it is meant to be that way. And the thing is, if the person doesn't want that role, right? For example, if the person is born in a less privileged environment, in a less privileged country, or with less privileged circumstances, and he wants to be someone with all the riches and abundance in life, just like maybe Elon Musk. So it seems very impossible at the moment, to even think about it. But if the person has the desire, and if he has realized its own purpose, that okay, that is my purpose, I want to be that person with all the riches and abundance in the life, then it is possible. And how it is possible? It's basically, again, there is a complete mechanism to it. And that's why I actually, even in my book, in the beginning, I said that, free will remains an illusion of control if you don't understand the mechanism. So if you stay on the path, and if you think, even no matter how positive thinking you have, but the thing is, if you stay on the path, it will always lead you to the same path. You need to realize that you cannot be on that path. You need to switch the lane. You will have to switch the lane. And how you can do it, again, there's one thing, the only thing we have in control is our thoughts. And thoughts are basically the form of pure energy. And that is proven by the neurosciences and the quantum physics as well. So, and this, when we have that burning desire, or when we repeatedly think about something, that our brain undergoes certain changes physiologically, as you know, and that is called like neuroplasticity. Like, for example, if we keep thinking about something that I want to achieve that, and I want to, we keep on thinking, we are creating a neural path in our brain, right? And that energy flows through that path again and again and again. That's how the internal physiology of the brain changes, and we feel better about it, and we feel more motivated to achieve that goal. And that is what thoughts doing to us internally. But quantum physics says that, because thoughts are energy, it has the power to create entanglement. It has the power to create changes outside your body. And, for example, if you keep on thinking that you want to achieve abundance, like you want to achieve that goal in life, that your thoughts send the signal to the universe and grab all those events that is leading you to help achieve that destiny. One more thing I just want to point out, that, as I said, that everything is destined. And why it is destined? Because it is it is governed by the physical laws. And so our bodies are also governed by the physical laws, physical body. But we need to realize that we are not just our bodies. We are soul. And soul is, again, the form of energy. And that is how it is. And your soul is actually connected to your thoughts. And that's how it is. I've written in my actually book that I've dedicated one chapter, that how soul works and how intuition works and how the entire mechanism works to bring all those events in life. One more thing I would also point out here, that, as I gave you the example of the train tracks, and if we want to change the tracks, we need to push the other person from the track, right? And that is very hard. You have to have the burning desire. If the other person also have the same desire, and he doesn't want to leave the track, you won't be able to do that. And that's why the thing is, you see, only like, I think 1% or maybe 5% in the world are the people who have realized the purpose. And those are the ones who are actually following this destiny on their own purpose. They are as per their will. And be in those, like, let's say 5%, because if you have not realized the purpose, and no matter how good or how fortunate destiny you might have, but if someone has better desire, if someone has realized the purpose, they may push you away from your destiny. And your, like, even fortunate destiny wouldn't be of use, and you might fall into some other destiny or some other track, where you may lose. So that's how it is.
Wow. So, let me ask you
Yeah.
so when you look at and I'm sure you've looked at the world, and the rest of it has it as well. And that is, you see how some individuals seem to just whatever they need seems to just fall, right? You feel like it falls right at their feet, and they just seem to just flow through life, and their ambitions, their dreams materialize, and then they seem to have financial independence. Okay, and then there may be someone else, on the side that's watching this and saying, what do they have that I don't have? And what's the difference in our lives? And you just explained that it's thoughts,
Yes,
right? The thoughts that we have are the triggers. That thoughts help to direct and keep us, as you were saying, to either help us to change from one train track over to a different set of tracks so that we
Yeah.
can then be on our way to the destination that we seek. So in a nutshell, is that what you're saying today?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, the only, I'll just give you the one more example also. Like, if I've seen it multiple times with a lot of people that, once you decide to take up any field or any, even try to change the role, you would just see that people are coming from nowhere, helping you, leading to achieve that goal. And that's happened with me, I have seen it multiple times. And that is what happens when we realize the purpose, we reinforce it with the thoughts. That's how we bring the miracles in life. And that's how we become the creators of all these miracles, that, that we are in charge. We see that, things are happening, and and that is going to lead us to achieve our dream. And I would also one more time say that it's maybe miracle and could be misfortune also. That is where we need to be very much aware of, because sometimes things may not happen the way we want. For example, we want to we want to become an entrepreneur, for example, but we have a very good job. At that point in time, we are happy with being in that particular situation, but we have a deep down desire to be. But whatever, sometimes, the company lays off, right? And you got laid off. And then it happens, and then it occurs to you that, I think this is the time that you need to set up your business or something. At that point in time, when you are fired or you've been laid off, it may be very depressing, but those moments will tell you that how to achieve that goal. So you need to be like, when you realize the purpose, you have the burning desire, put your effort the best way, but trust the plan. You might have miracles, you might have misfortune, but you need to be like, if you have that burning desire, you need to give meaning to your life, that what is happening, and don't just drift in the negativity of any circumstances, or even in the positivity. Sometimes people become like so happy that, okay, that's it, and they have achieved everything. No, keep on trying, and you will achieve it. And be there, try to give the meaning of each event that is happening. It might lead you, it may not happen the way that you planned, it may not happen the way you want, but you try to learn from it, and then you realize the meaning, or realize the reason that why it happened. And once you realize it, you will actually find the key to your actually destiny.
Very good. So even sometimes with negativity, because I've had it happen in my own life, you can switch train
Yeah.
tracks, and negativity or some type of setback still
Yes.
occurs, but I've seen a setback actually lead in the direction that I needed to travel. Because I'm looking at it
Yes.
saying, wait a minute, this is not okay. I'll switch from over here to over here because I have a destination in mind. And then there's some type of setback that occurs. And then I stop and think, and then all of a sudden I recognize and realize this is actually, it looks like it's to other people watching me, it looks like it's a real true setback, but it's actually opening the door for me to do something that I've needed to do, something I need to do to put me really on track to accomplish a dream or a goal that I've been trying to accomplish.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why we need to be, I mean, do our best and trust the process, because the universe is working. And I've also written in the book, that how the intuition work, and how we send the signals, and how the subconscious mind work to bring all these events. Because, we need to have the intentions to actually, if you don't have the right intentions to work for it, you just keep on dreaming about it, it's not gonna happen. Because then what happens is, you face one setback, and then you say that, oh, what happened? And then actually, what I have written in the book, and I will write more in detail in the second book, that if you don't have that sort of an intentions, yeah, right, and you've only been dreaming about it and you're not putting the right effort. And so, that is the confusion happens, the conflict happens. And then eventually what happens, the negative manifestation happens. This is something that I'm going to touch in the second book, but it's like I'm just sharing with you that this, if person doesn't have that have just doesn't have the intentions or the proper desire to follow the dream, they've been just dreaming that, oh my God, it will happen. It's not going to happen. They might have realized the purpose. They might have a, desire, but if they don't have the intentions to achieve it, any setback will actually push them away from the destiny, or push them away to, or stop them to achieve their goal.
I just thought about something. When you were much younger and when your dad lost his job, this is where you actually faced this, didn't you? Okay, you had to, you were the provider. You had to step up and take care of the finances, and at that point there was a struggle there for you, wasn't it? You were on a train track, and then when would you say you actually crossed over to the other side? When would you say it happened for you?
Yeah, actually, the thing is that, for example, my mom usually always used to say that, dream big and always have bigger goals in life. So I always wanted to be someone with, have a very happy life with, or be someone like, have achieved or fulfilled life. But but when my father lost the job, I was like not even I think teens, so maybe I just became teen, like 13, 14, or maybe like 15 years. I don't remember exactly. 15 years I was there when my father lost a job. So at that point in time, I was just in high school. And I was just thinking that I may not be able to pursue my education and something. Although, like, I wouldn't say that I was the sole provider for the family, because I have my other siblings as well. So, like, we were all pretty much on our own, like we have to take care of ourselves, a little bit contribute to the family so they can do it. So each one of us like is struggling in our way to survive. And at that point in time, I thought, like, how can I support myself to have higher education, or to achieve a big job, or to have entrepreneurship, or to establish a business. So I had that dream at that point in time. But then it seems to be falling apart when I thought there are no means to achieve it. But and I was in depression a lot. And as I told you, that at that point in time, I was almost about to end the life, because I thought that nothing could happen better in her life. And then because I saw that it's been for years, we've been struggling after that. And like I was, I think, 18 or 19, maybe, like at that point in time, I decided to commit suicide. So then, but then, then it occurred to me that, it's not that it's not something that life cannot be changed. It is my thinking. I need to change my thinking. It can. And because we used to read a lot of books even at that time, when because we didn't have means to travel to the world. So my mom always used to give us a lot of books. And books, we usually, she or my father also, they used to go to buy some secondhand books, and a big, like whenever we used to have the summer vacation, we always got a big box of books, and we used to read a lot. Yeah, and that's how, and that's how we got that's why I developed the habit of reading books, and to find out more about different things and different things. But then, yeah, that's what I'm saying, that, at that point in time, I literally saw an ant was going and getting a big thing on the bag. And I actually just looked at it and just thought that, why that ant, that little ant is carrying such a big, why? Because but then I saw that the entire track, I mean, they were following you see that how the ants move, they go in the line, and they're carrying, every ant was carrying big heavy load. And
Yes.
then and then I saw, and I said, like, look at these ants. They are carrying such a heavy load just to survive, right? So like,
Yes.
you know, and that's when I realized that I think I need to carry my heavy load to survive as well. And that's how I changed my thinking that, you know, I mean, I was thinking that this load was heavy on me and I cannot survive. And then I thought that no, this load may not be heavy. This meant to be to carry myself, you know. And that's how, you know, that's when I actually changed my thinking. And when I changed my thinking, I thought that I need to tell this to all the people that because people are suffering, people have this problem that they think that they don't have any solution. They are stuck in the in the circumstances, in the place where they feel that they can't move any forward. But it's just the illusion. They can move forward. They can change their circumstances. They can take ownership of their life, and anything is possible.
Oh, I agree. I agree with you there. And I have I've sat and watched. You're right. I've watched, ants, and they are incredible. And I wonder how they're actually transporting, insects or food that much. I mean, gigantic. I mean, just enormous sizes. And they are. You're right. Just steady, and they never stop, do they? They
Yeah,
never. They look at them. They just don't stop. They do not
yeah.
stop.
They
They
do
keep
not.
going, don't they?
Absolutely. Even, you know what, I tell you, like, you know, because I was having this conversation in my mind, I put the finger on the in front of them, and they did not stop. They changed the path to actually move. You know, and you know, I was just thinking, and they don't. I so much. I mean, agree with you that, you know, they don't stop. They've been carrying such heavy loads, but they did not ask me that why I put, they did not bite my finger. They just actually changed the route and then tried to go to their destination. So yeah, that was an amazing finding that I found at
You know
that
what?
point in time.
I want to congratulate you because I mean, look at you. Look, you made it, and your writing is incredible. Your book, sitting and just reading your book, I have to say that I got lost. Me from there with my granddaughter was here with me. I'm reading, and and I keep my I always keep an ear open so I can hear her if she needs me. But I was so in tune with your book, and I connected with a lot of what you were saying, especially when you spoke of the universe, and that is a control that we have. We determine if it's something that we face and it's not something that you want to continue to be in, on your tracks. You can then turn around and you can change it based on your thoughts. And we
Yeah,
really do have to think about how what we're thinking. Think about those
yeah,
thoughts. Stop thinking about, don't, it shouldn't matter to you what somebody thinks about you. I'm starting to really recognize that in my own life today. Stop and think about what people thinking about you. If you have integrity, you're honest, there's humility there. Those things will surface. Others will see it, but for you to sit and always have to explain yourself, that's not necessary. But just be who you are, be that honest and caring individual that you are, and move forward. But I love reading about your story and the challenges that you faced. And I'm looking at how far you come, how far you've actually you delivered yourself from where you were. And I just wanted to congratulate you
yeah,
on that
yeah, absolutely.
on your achievement.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And so
Thank you so much. It really means a
you're
lot.
encouraging others to feel they can do it too.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's exactly my goal, is to, you know, to help people to become what they are and don't give up just because they face certain setback or obstacle in their life. Everything is temporary. They just need to learn from it and move on, and that's it. Yeah.
Hmm. And and I had talked with you previously, and I just had to ask you once again because I didn't know if we really discussed this, but the title of your book,
Oh yeah.
how did you come up with the title of your book? I was just really
Yeah.
curious. Your title.
Okay, yeah, it's basically I work with my mentor also, and and there was, and he said that you need to come up with at least 50 titles. And previously I had the, like, when I did not have like just the title, I just thought of it and I just written it, that how to take charge of your destiny. That was the one title that initially I was referring my book to. But then, of course, I came up with almost 50 titles. And then I shared with him, and I shared, and also I gave my three, whatever what were my favorite. But he chose three favorites. And he said that, okay, this is my favorite. Select which one you like. And then I selected from that, that this one, I think he said that one was Soul Hacker, and there was another one. I don't remember. There was another one also. So, and then one is the algorithm of life, and the
With your title, what did you connect? What were you connecting with? The title connects with. When
so
you look
that's
at your
how
title.
I did it. But this fits still. Yeah.
Yeah, because when you look at the terminology, algorithm,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Algorithms or something
yeah,
like that.
algorithm, all
Yeah.
of us, on different
Yeah.
social media sites, right? And we think
Yeah.
about the algorithm.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is basically, it's the entire process, the entire dynamic of, life is, and how it works, how the universe works, how our soul works, how everything. And these are actually these hows and whys were the questions in my mind that I've been trying to figure out all my life, that why it happens in that way, why it happens. And I gave all these things, all the answer to the questions in my way. I defined it in my way, that why it happens, why the destiny moves that way, why some person doesn't achieve that goal, and why the other person is so successful, even if he starts from a very humblest, he has a humblest start, and he might not have so resources, yet that person can achieve so much. And the other person might have everything, and then they end up losing everything. So these were the questions. I had so many questions, and that's why this title comes up, that the entire process, the entire dynamic of the life, the world. And that is what, when we understand this code, this algorithm, this becomes, the code to choose our destiny. We choose exactly what is, and we write our destiny when we understand this algorithm.
Wonderful. And I just wanted to ask if you would, because we're actually about to conclude here, but could you tell the viewers, because you're a best-selling author, could you tell them something that really helped you as you were writing your book, that could actually help them? There's some people who are in the writer spotlight, who are in the beginning stages. There'll be people viewing you. There's some people who've been in business for 30, 40, 50 years. They have already told me they're going to be watching all of the videos here. And I'm asking everybody at the end, if you could tell me what helped you to transition through, writing your book, and what kind of maybe some assistance that you could, or tidbits of information you could give that could help writers.
Yeah, I think for the actually, not it's not only for the writers, for everyone. It's basically if you have if you have realized a purpose, if you have the desire to just believe in yourself. Because even like the problems I face when I was writing it, because I have written, as you I've shared, the concept is very unique. So even when I shared the concept with people, they did not like it. Not everyone liked it, right? I did get a lot of criticism. I did get a lot of, even when I was, when I shared the idea that I want to write a book, people laughed at me. Let's say, like, look at you. Why would you want to write it? And even like English is not my is not my first language. They said, like, you want to write in English? You don't even have a good English. I mean, all sort of the criticism I get. Even now, sometimes I don't get positive feedback, but then that's fine. Like, you need to know your worth, you need to believe in yourself, and you need to keep moving. And this, first thing is that you need to believe in yourself, and then even if people say that you cannot do it, you cannot achieve it, don't listen to them, because they are processing all your whatever the information you gain from their point of view. They don't know what is your desire. They don't know what is your ability. And so trust yourself, believe in yourself, and always try your best, no matter how no matter how much criticism you get. uh, just keep on working. Maybe I would just say that don't just always like not listen to the criticism. Take it as a feedback also. They might be telling you good advice. So, you have to be there, but don't give up on your goal. They may be saying, right, that, okay, this is not good. Okay, if this is not good, then work on it to make it good. Okay. And just move further. Keep moving on. There are lots of people I met that, somebody supported me in the beginning, and then they left. And then I was like, when I needed them the most, okay, they helped me in the beginning, but then where are they? They left me in the middle, and I was like shocked. I was so depressed at that particular time too. But then that is how life is. Okay, they were there for certain reason. They taught you something, and then move on. I had, of course, a lot of experience, and that my journey was 20 years ago. So lots of things happen, but just believe in yourself and be resilient.
Wonderful.
Just keep walking, keep moving. When you just fall down, it's okay. Get up again with the same enthusiasm, and then keep moving on.
See, that's wonderful. And your the writing, what was your average number of hours, would you say? Was there a few hours per day you were writing, or was it certain days of the week?
Yeah. It's very important to be disciplined. I mean, no matter what you have the dream or whatever it is, if you're not disciplined in achieving the goal, it would be all haphazard. It's my best advice is like, whatever your goal is, break it down to small steps and take the baby steps. Like, don't for in the beginning, I would just say that when I wanted to even read the books, and then I had kids, I used to dedicate 5 minutes every day to read the books. And then when I started writing, and it was actually, I properly started writing. I was like gathering all the information throughout the years, but I properly started writing in 2020. And then what happened when I started writing, COVID happened. Life all turns upside down. And being a woman, of course, a lot of like men, whenever I share it with men, they said that they got extra time. But being a woman, being a mother of 3 kids, and everybody was at home. So even the time that I used to spend in silence, I was unable to do that. Because my kids were there online, then I have to be there to teach them. Then my husband was there at home, and like everything, the life was completely more noisy, and I couldn't find time. But the thing is that you need to be disciplined. I dedicated, even at that point in time. I know I couldn't achieve my goal of writing 1 hour, but I did write at least 30 minutes. And then when of course life is started to get better, then I moved back to the like at least 1 hour or something. So dedicate your time and discipline. Follow this, and these obstacles will happen. Just imagine, for 20 years I've been trying. I was thinking that I will start working at that time, and when I started, COVID happened, and then life went all upside down. So these obstacles will come, but if you have a goal in mind, if your life is a bit disciplined, you will always achieve it.
Wonderful. Thank you. And Nadine, thank you so much for being here with with me today. And I know that the audience will definitely see your presentation as a value. This interview is value for them. And I want to just say thank you so much again for being with me.
You're welcome. You're most welcome. It's an honor to be here. And thank you so much for having me here.